Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm so glad you're here this morning. We have a great show lined up. Get started. Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Road and Highway 77. High today 89. Low 78, and the water temperature is up to 86 degrees, so it's still warm out there in the water. Take a look at our river readings. The Apalachicola of Bluntstown is in good shape. I've heard some good fishing reports from the big river. It's reading at 2.4 this morning, and by Friday it's going to get down around really below 2 foot by Friday. Okay, Choctawhatchee now on the other end over here, it's rising. It's 6 foot this morning. Going to top on out about 6.2, and then by Friday it'll start dropping. It's going to be dropping a lot faster than the Apalachicola River. Tide chart, okay, take a look at the tide chart. These charts are down at C&G Sporting Goods. It's brought to us by, let's see, Kent Forest Lawn and Funeral Home. About forgot who brought it to us, and their motto is when carrying counts. If you look on the screen there, today is the September the 10th, and we're in neap tides all week. And now for the weekend, though, you look at the weekend tide on the 12th and 13th, and on into next Monday, we're getting back into strong tide. So hopefully the weather holds out. It's still going to be hot. We'll talk about fishing early and fishing late is the best time to go fishing. Marine forecast is south-southeast at 5 to 10. All right, that takes care of our weather. We'll take our break and be right back. All right, welcome back, and always welcome Ronnie Groom.
Good morning, buddy.
Good morning. How's everything going, Ronnie?
Going great. You know, we're getting close to hunting season. Fishing's good. Life is good.
Well, when is our weather going to cool off?
Soon, I hope.
I keep talking about that. I keep telling people it's right around the corner.
It's coming.
It hasn't happened yet. Well, what's going on down there? Y'all staying busy?
Yeah, we're really busy. People are really getting ready to go hunting, you know, and everything's just fixing to blow up here, and it's going to get cool, and things are going to really get nice. Fishing's good. The hunting will be good, so it's looking up.
Okay. Well, I know you brought a lot of pictures and fascinating pictures, too, so you want to get started on those?
Yeah, you know, we talked last time about game cameras and how much fun it is. I know people that put out game cameras just to get the pictures. They don't hunt or fish or anything, but it's just interesting to do. And this first picture I've got here is a picture of a wild hog. This is a pretty good sized hog, and they're wild. There's a lot of them around this area. In fact, that one right there, now the sausage is in my freezer. This next picture is of a bear. Now, people will be amazed at how many bears we have in Bay County, and that is a very large bear there.
And that's a healthy looking
bear.
Yeah,
he's very healthy. They're very destructive, and it's really a problem now. We really need a limited hunting season on them just to take the excess out, because they're in people's garbage. They cause tremendous problems. The foresters, they tear up the trees in the forest.
And where now? These are all local pictures, right?
This thing is within 15 miles of downtown Bay County.
Oh my goodness!
And they're getting into people's garbage, and it's really a problem. And we need to take care of them.
Okay.
All right, this next picture is will dispel the myth that big deer will not eat at a deer feeder. This deer is up underneath the feeder, and now you can see that's a good deer right there.
That is a fine one.
And you get so many interesting pictures when you go into this game camera business. This one I just call horns. This deer had his nose stuck right in the camera, and you can see that's a good mature deer.
Oh, man.
And I have a friend that has some feeders out. He feeds deer, and this is during a pretty heavy rain, and this is a nice buck coming into that feeder to feed.
That is a nice buck.
Now this one is the same feeder, but the deer is not quite mature yet. If you look at that, that's a little old fawn in there. Look how small they are, and right now they're dropping. I've seen several, got pictures already this year. So
is that right? So
yeah.
Okay.
Fawns are dropping right now.
Good deal.
Now this is an interesting series of pictures. This is a railroad piece of steel here. It's about 25 foot tall with a feeder. You can see the bottom of the feeder at the very top there, and you can see this bear down at the bottom. And this is the next. I think there's two of those there, but That's all right.
Okay.
Separate them there.
See.
This one you can see the bear, and she had 2 cubs and standing there at the bottom of that pole. And if you put the next picture up, you'll see her starting to climb that steel pole.
Now she's got to be strong to grip that.
Think how amazing that is. And here she is at the very top of that feeder, banging on that feeder so that that little cub can have some corn on the ground down there.
No kidding.
And this is taken with a game camera. You can set them up to set every minute or every 5 minutes, under movement. And it's just amazing.
So she's knocking the feeder and knocking
banging
the corn
on that
out.
feeder and probably going to tear it up and knocking that corn loose.
You would think that would be bear proof. Look at that steel beam.
You wouldn't think they'd be able to climb that steel beam like that.
Great, hey.
And here's a picture. This shows the best view you can have of a deer horns is when he's walking away. They look larger at this way than any other place, and you can see that is a big, fine, mature deer.
That sure is, man.
All right, here's one. This is 2 deer fighting. I came up on my feeder one day, and it was turned over, and I thought, there's no bears, no hogs in here. What turned this feeder over? And these 2 deer were fighting. When I got my camera, I got all kind of pictures of them fighting, and they turned that feeder over.
Oh, man.
And this is just a nice buck with the sun just right, and
Now that is a nice one.
that's a good buck. This is my favorite picture right here of all that I've ever taken, I think.
This is your favorite?
Yeah, this is the sun just coming up, and
Look at that.
That buck is looking there and wondering.
That's like a Field and Street magazine picture.
Yeah, I've got that framed and got some enlargements made of it. It's really a pretty picture, him watching the sun come up there. And this is just a good mature deer looking into the camera there.
It's up close and personal.
Yeah, that's a nice deer right there.
It sure is.
And this one is really interesting. When the feeder goes off, what do the deer do? You can see this doe, she's taking off. You can see the corn in the air there.
Yeah, you can see that.
And she's taking off, but I guarantee you she'll run, it scared her, but she'll run out there about 20, 30 yards and come right back. And I've also seen them stand there with the feeder going off and just turn their head so it doesn't hit them in the face. So it really doesn't bother them for that noise going off.
That's interesting.
And here's another interesting, nice deer just right up under a feeder, probably waiting on it to go off. And this is a picture of a group of deer. I've had as many as 15 deer under a feeder at one time.
Got a herd.
Yeah, there's a couple of young bucks in there and some all off to the side.
Most of these up around your place?
Oh yeah, these are all in Bay County.
Okay.
And this right here is one of the problems we have too with raccoons. They're about as bad as bears as far as being destructive.
Yeah.
They come in there and they just tear up everything.
Okay. Well, okay. Let's go ahead and take a break after this raccoon. We'll take a break and we'll be right back with a lot more pictures. All right. Now, welcome back to Ronnie Groom from C&G Sporting Goods. Looking at all these pictures, just fascinating, Ronnie, to me, at different angles of different animals and different times.
You'll be amazed at some of the pictures you get. It's really surprising.
And you can see why some people just want to go take pictures of them.
I'll go to a camera and it may have 150 pictures, and out of that 150, I may get 5, 6, or a dozen that I really like, and I want to keep them. Yeah.
Well, okay, this is going to be a continuation of one right before the break where that raccoon just started coming up in here. So look at this one here. So you got the raccoon upside down.
This is a raccoon. They get up in there and take their feet and pull that corn out. And this doe is watching him and, probably thinking, get away from there. But it's an interesting picture. And
it's almost like a dog and pony show.
That's right. This is a picture of a deer that's getting some age on it. You can tell by the way it looks there. It's getting a little age. It's got a nice set of horns still, but you can tell that deer is getting on up there. But it sure makes it easy for him to come up under that feeder and get something to eat.
Yeah, good deal.
This is a picture of some wild hogs. And if you look at that hog in the very front there, we named him Curly early in the season, but this is Curly right up next to the feeder there. He would come in there pretty regular. And I took a young friend of mine up there that wanted very badly to kill a hog, and that's Curly right there.
All right.
And the young boy to kill that hog, and that's Shannon French's son. He was just so proud of that well, it wasn't a little one, it's a pretty big pig. It's probably about 150 pounds.
Look at that big old smile on his face.
Oh, yeah, he was a happy camper, I tell you. And I was happy because he killed him early, and we didn't get wound up there in the middle of the night cleaning hogs.
Yeah, that's true.
And this last picture has nothing to do with a game camera, but just a warning to people that this season's coming up.
Yes, sir.
These snakes are starting to move.
Be careful.
We've really got to be careful and be respectful of those things. Stay away from them. Don't play with them.
Yeah.
Just leave them alone and be careful. But the game camera pictures are a lot of fun. I can't wait to go get my camera, and that's something we need to watch out for. Is don't go in there too much. If you go into that stand too much, you're going to spook the big deer. You won't spook the young ones and the little does and everything, but those big ones won't stand a lot of human pressure. You need to be careful there.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. Now, you're talking about your camera, and a lot of times when they first came out, they were pretty complicated as to how they were working. I know we talked about that. You had to do all kinds of different things, but you say they're so simple now.
Yeah, the cameras now are simple. They're much smaller. They're much clearer. They take pictures at a further distance, and they do a really good job. And they're simple. And most cameras now, all you have to do is to open it up and put batteries in it, and put this little card right here in there. That's where all your film is stored. Your pictures are all stored there. You stick that card in, and all you have to do is affix it to a tree, and it's ready to take camera. Turn it on. It's got an on and off switch to it, and just hook it up there and turn it on, and it'll take cameras. It's not complicated like the old ones used to be. And there's all kind of cameras. The more expensive ones run around $500, but next to them, the quality, what I have found, is the Browning cameras, and you can get them for less than $200, for $130 or something, which is real reasonable. They last a long time. You just change the batteries. Batteries will last a long time. Just use good lithium batteries, and they'll last a long time. And you need to mount these about 3 foot off the ground. Some people like to put them high and tilt them down. But the main problem with game cameras, if anything moves in front of that camera, it's going to take a picture.
Yeah.
If you put it on a little tree like this, and that tree's moving in the wind, it's going to take a picture every minute or every 2 minutes or every 3 minutes, however you got it set. So you want to set it on a solid basis. In fact, we have stands you can put in the ground that are permanent. They won't move. But put it on a big tree, and you won't have a problem. Also, you cannot have anything moving in front of this camera. It'll take a picture of it. You have to clear the brush out. Bushes that stand up, kind of tall and move a lot close to it, it'll take a picture every minute.
How far of a distance can you be away from those bushes? I know because you're going to have some bushes in there somewhere.
You need to have it cleared out, about 15, 20 yards around that camera. And if there's overhanging branch, you don't want it or a palmetto out there moving.
Yeah.
And you can... I've pulled a card out of a camera and taken it home and have 150 pictures of just nothing, just moving bushes.
As a ghost.
That's really important to get it clear out there in front of it, and take good care of your cameras. Put them in a good spot. If you just want pictures, you can take a bag of corn and throw it out in the woods, and put that camera close to it, and you can get pictures that you'll be. I've got pictures of hawks swooping down on the thing, and I've got pictures that. It's just unbelievable, and I'd really enjoy just going through my pictures and enjoying these game cameras.
How often do you take your pictures?
I set mine for every minute.
Every minute.
Yeah, that uses up your batteries faster, but batteries will last 3 or 4 months. Usually, most of them I've had them last all season long.
Yeah. And
these cameras will take pictures out at a pretty good distance. Up to about 60, 80 feet. Away from the camera.
Yeah.
In fact, if you got it on the field, you can get pictures all the way across the field. It's just a lot of fun.
Well, it's a big thing now that they're easier to operate,
right,
and a lot more affordable than the first ones, and so a lot of people are.
And the quality of them is much better than they used to be. The pictures are just they're just amazing how clear some of these pictures are.
Yeah.
And some of the angles you'll get of a deer or a hog or a bear or something.
I was going to ask you. I know some people may set up 2 at different angles. Do you do that too, or do you just?
Yeah, my favorite stand I've got now where I hunt, I've got 2 cameras from 2 angles.
Okay.
Taking pictures at the same time.
Yeah.
And you get different views of everything, and you can see where these deer are coming in. And most cameras now do video.
Mm-hmm.
You can do video, and you can see where the deer are coming into your feeder or your stand. You can see where they're leaving, so you know where to put your stand.
Mm-hmm.
Just makes you a much better hunter. Plus, the main thing is you know where the good shooter deer are.
Yeah.
You don't go sit at a stand that doesn't have a good
Save
deer
you a lot of time.
Save you a lot of time and tell you where to go.
Yeah, and it gets back into quality hunting.
Right,
it
right.
really is. And,
improve your chances tremendously.
Yeah, I'm really sold on it too. That's really, really nice. And so you got plenty of them down at the store.
We got plenty of them. We have probably 10 different brands. We probably got 100 cameras down there altogether, and we sell a lot of them, and people bring their pictures in. And I encourage anybody that got a good picture, or even not such a good picture, bring it in. We'll put it on our board up there and show people, let them see what's going on out there.
Well, that's what's exciting about it. There's so many different things going on, because most of us have work during the day and during the week and all. And
right.
You get a preview of what's going to happen for the weekend.
That's right. It's really interesting.
All right, let's take a final break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. It's in Ronnie Groom. Before we get to Ronnie, let's look at our fish and game forecast today, brought to us by Mark Coward at Edgewater Beach Realty. Our 2 times, we're looking at 140 to 340 tomorrow morning, but this afternoon, 207 to 407. Good times there, and check out Mark Coward and any kind of real estate needs there. Ronnie, before we get back into hunting, the fishing report's been pretty good down your way?
Fishing is good. People are getting out there. It's freshwater and saltwater fishing is good. And it's going to get better as we get into a little cooler weather. It's going to get really good.
Yeah. We were sitting here talking about it during the break. I was laughing. These old timers, we got this new Yeti stuff and all this new developments of cameras and all. What these old timers would say if they were exposed to all this stuff and just come out of nowhere.
They'd be amazed.
They would be amazed. And that Yeti, tell us about that.
Well, this is something Yeti has just come out with. It's a little stainless steel cooler thing. It works tremendous. I had a salesman came in the store, and he'd put ice in this thing at night, and the next morning he still had ice in it.
Goodness gracious.
It keeps things hot and cold so good, and it's stainless steel, and it's a Yeti. This is a 30 ounce, and they make a 20, and we've got plenty of them now, but we've sold out 2 times already, and we got tons of them coming. But these things are just so handy.
And that fit in that truck console.
It'll fit it. Yeah, it'll fit in your truck, in your boat, and take it with you. And this thing will hold something. It's pretty good size. And the smaller ones is a little smaller and convenient, but this thing at this size, it's really convenient. And I know I got my wife one of them, and she just loves that thing. People are really sold on these things because they work.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about some other things too. We've got a few minutes left. The food plots. People always ask about food plots. So what's your situation? Are you starting to?
Yeah. My good friend Gene Cooper is he's bush hogging now, getting our little old food plots. They're not very big, but we have a lot of fun with them, and it feeds the deer. And it's like feeders. Feeders do such a good job. We put them out there to bring the deer in, and some people say, well, I don't think feeders are right, but I don't see any difference between a feeder and a big white oak tree dropping acorns, or a farmer's cornfield. You're feeding the deer. And a feeder, you look what it feeds. It's feeding deer, it's feeding hogs, it's feeding bears, it's feeding raccoons, squirrels, birds. It's feeding everything. It's really a good thing to put out there, and it's a good observation place even if you don't hunt. I sell a lot of feeders to people that put them in their backyard or on their farm.
Oh yeah.
And they sit there. I know my friend has a place in Texas, and we hunt out there some. And he puts one out in the backyard in Texas, and we put a light out there, and at night you can see all these deer coming in to feed, and sitting there eating dinner, watching. It's just a lot of fun and something to do.
Yeah.
Something constructive.
Well, so we're still a little bit ways away from putting the seed in the ground.
Yeah. Some of them are planting right now. A lot of the hunters are planting right now, but between now and the end of October, you probably need to get something in the ground, and there's so many different kinds of feed to put out there, and they do a good job. You just need the lime. Make sure you check the soil, make sure the lime is right, and you're using the right fertilizer in the right amounts.
We right around the corner too from a dove season be opening up pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
And I know a lot of folks getting excited about that.
Yeah, doves. A lot of people, man, that's a big thing.
It is a lot of fun.
I understand they changed the dates a little bit on it.
Yeah,
this
I've
year.
got the dates down.
I think it's a little earlier this year.
Yeah.
for 100 years it was the first Saturday in October, but I think supposedly to make it better, they moved it up a little bit.
Up a little bit and all. So I know a lot of folks are getting those fields ready and all.
Yes, sir. It's time to do it.
And we're going to have Stan Kirkland on the show tomorrow. Talk about different things on dove shoots and all. But you got the shells and all down there, right?
We got everything. We got shells, guns. We got so much stuff we can't hardly get any aisles in the store.
I know y'all run out of the book, and I brought those down the other day.
Right.
I'm glad to do that, and your book is doing real good.
We just ran out of those yesterday, but I'll have some more in a day or so.
That's good.
Yeah, the books are doing well. We're pleased with that, and this is so much history right here. I wouldn't take anything for my book.
Yeah. Well, we've been blessed with that book. It really has. It's been wonderful.
This is knowledge that we need to keep that would be gone if it wasn't written down in that book.
Yeah, yeah. And I tell a lot of these stories to my students and all. They're fascinated. Young people are fascinated with these stories.
Yeah,
If we would
history.
If we'd expose them to it and let them know these things.
They need to know,
Now, I've had some of them ask me, "You mean that happened here?"
Yeah.
I say, "Yeah, right here in Bay County."
We used to have those old big lids and a hand line to fish with, and now we got electric reels and air-conditioned boats. And
I tell them, this is Bay County. This is not Pine Tree County. I said, we're
That's
surrounded
right.
by the water and everything, and so that's all these people could do.
Exactly.
Build their own boats and catch their own fish.
That's right.
And
there's so many pioneers in this area, and they're all documented there.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. So a lot of people now. We just listed a lot of good Christmas stuff, books, of course, game camera.
Yeah.
Next time you come on the show, I know you're gonna bring some more Christmas stuff. But
it's
right
getting time.
It's right around the corner.
Yes, sir.
We don't want to hear it all. And I was telling Ronnie also during the break. I hear so many good reports and all from people enjoy Ronnie Groom on being on the show and all, and it's because he's a fixture here in the outdoors world. And I think talking about respect and responsibility. So many people trust your judgment and value your judgment, and
thank you.
They enjoy seeing you on the show, and we appreciate you coming on and bringing all these good things every month.
Well, I'm glad you're here to put this stuff out.
Well, it gets to be busy at times.
That's right.
But it's always good, folks. Always, thank you for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We thank you for supporting our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be on the air, and they're real good to us. So all kind of stuff down at C&G Sporting Goods. So run by and see Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Do something good for somebody today, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.